Did you know that lobsters taste with their legs? Or that space smells like seared steak? No? Good, because you're about to enter a rabbit hole of the most bizarre, mind-bending, and straight-up unbelievable facts on Earth. Some will make you laugh, others will make you question everything. Either way, you won't leave the same. These are 100 random facts to fuel your curiosity. Let's go! 1. Octopuses have 3 hearts, and 2 of them stop when they swim. Yes, swimming is so exhausting for octopuses that their bodies literally power down. 2 hearts pump blood to the gills, but those stop when they swim, leaving only 1 to do the work. It's why octopuses prefer crawling. 2. Bananas are radioactive. Bananas contain potassium-40, a naturally occurring isotope that makes them slightly radioactive. You'd need to eat about 10 million bananas at once to die from radiation. So don't worry, or do. 3. A day on Venus is longer than its year. Venus spins so slowly that 1 full rotation takes 243 Earth days, while it orbits the Sun in just 225. Technically, it celebrates New Year's before finishing a single day. 4. Sharks existed before trees. Sharks have been around for over 400 million years, while trees showed up around 350 million years ago. That means sharks were swimming long before forests even existed. 5. You were once the youngest person on Earth. For a fraction of a second after your birth, you were the newest human alive. You can't prove otherwise, and neither can anyone else. 6. Wombat poop is cube-shaped. Why? To stop it from rolling away. Wombats use it to mark territory, and the cube shape helps it stay in place. Nature really said, we need poop, but make it geometrical. 7. Humans glow in the dark, but our eyes can't see it. We emit a faint bioluminescence, brightest in the late afternoon, caused by metabolic reactions. It's 1,000 times weaker than our eyes can detect, but it's real. 8. You technically have more than 5 senses: balance, temperature, pain, proprioception, sense of body position, the list goes on. Scientists believe we have at least 9 to 20 senses, depending on how you define them. 9. Honey never spoils. Sealed honey found in ancient Egyptian tombs is still edible. It's one of the few foods that never expires, thanks to its low moisture and natural acidity. 10. There's a species of jellyfish that can theoretically live forever. Turritopsis dohrnii can revert to its immature polyp stage after maturing, essentially resetting its life cycle. It's been nicknamed the immortal jellyfish. 11. Cleopatra lived closer to the iPhone than the pyramids. The Great Pyramid was built in 2560 BC, while Cleopatra ruled around 30 BC. The gap between her and the iPhone, 2007, is smaller than her and the pyramids. 12. A blue whale's heart is the size of a small car. Weighing in at 400 pounds, it beats about once every 10 seconds and can be heard from 2 miles away underwater. 13. There's a planet made of diamonds. 55 Cancri, about 40 light years away, is thought to have a carbon-rich composition that may form diamonds under immense pressure. It's literally a jewel in space. 14. You shed around 40 pounds of skin in your lifetime. Your body gets a fresh new outer layer every 28 days, meaning most of the dust in your home? It's probably you. 15. Rats laugh when tickled. You can't hear it with normal ears. Their laughter is in ultrasonic frequencies, but they enjoy being tickled. Scientists have audio recordings to prove it. 16. Space isn't completely silent. While space is a vacuum, it still has gas and plasma waves. Scientists have captured eerie sounds from various planets, and they sound like creepy sci-fi movies. 17. Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins. While dolphins can hold their breath for about 10 minutes, sloths can slow their heart rate and hold their breath for up to 40 minutes. 18. There are more fake flamingos in the world than real ones. Thanks to lawn ornaments and decor, the number of plastic flamingos has surpassed the real flamingo population. 19. 1 teaspoon of a neutron star weighs about 6 billion tons. That's like squeezing the mass of Mount Everest into a spoon. It's a cosmic object so dense it defies comprehension. 20. Cows have best friends and get stressed when separated. Studies show that cows form deep social bonds and experience anxiety when away from their bestie. Farmers have even used this info to improve herd health. 21. The Eiffel Tower can grow over 6 inches in summer. Because it's made of iron, the heat causes it to expand, literally stretching upward as temperatures rise. 22. A bolt of lightning is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. While the sun burns at around 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, lightning can reach 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot enough to fuse sand into glass on contact. 23. Penguins propose with pebbles. Male Gentoo penguins will search for the smoothest, prettiest pebble to offer to their mate. A literal rock for engagement. 24. You can't hum while holding your nose. Try it. Without air escaping from your nose, the hum stops. It's weird and oddly satisfying to discover. 25. The inventor of the frisbee was turned into a frisbee after he died. And Hedrick's ashes were molded into limited edition frisbees. He wanted to keep flying even after death. 26. The smell of fresh cut grass is a plant distress call. That sweet scent? It's actually the grass releasing chemicals to warn nearby blades they're under attack. 27. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on Earth. It's estimated there are 70 sextillion stars. That's a 7 with 22 zeros. More than all the grains on every beach and desert combined. 28. Butterflies can taste with their feet. Their feet have sensors that detect sugar and chemicals in plants, so when they land, they're literally tasting their landing pad. 29. There's a species of mushroom that glows in the dark. Called bioluminescent fungi, it glows green at night, especially in humid forests like those in Brazil and Vietnam. 30. The human stomach gets a new lining every 3 to 4 days. This protects it from digesting itself with powerful stomach acids. Without this cycle, you'd have holes in your gut. 31. The dot over a lowercase AI is called a tittle. Not just a dot, it has a name. It shares etymology with the word jot, which means a small amount. 32. The world's largest snowflake was 15 inches wide, allegedly spotted in Montana in 1887. If true, that's a snowflake the size of a dinner plate. 33. There are clouds in space that smell like rum. A giant gas cloud called Sagittarius B2 contains ethyl formate, the same compound that gives rum its smell and raspberries their flavor. 34. Crows can hold grudges and teach others to do the same. They remember faces for years and will pass on the enemy list to other crows in their group. 35. Sea otters hold hands while sleeping. To avoid drifting apart, sea otters link paws as they float. Some even wrap themselves in kelp for extra stability. 36. You can start a fire with ice. A clear, smooth piece of ice can act like a magnifying glass. Focus sunlight through it, and you've got flames. 37. Some turtles can breathe through their butts. Known as cloacal respiration, certain species can extract oxygen from water through their rear ends. Perfect for hibernation. 38. Pigeons can recognize themselves in mirrors. This rare sign of self-awareness places them in the same elite cognitive group as dolphins, elephants, and magpies. 39th. Koalas have fingerprints almost identical to humans. So similar that in crime scenes involving koalas, yes, it's happened. Their prints could confuse forensic investigators. 40. A cloud can weigh over 1,000,000 pounds. Despite floating, clouds are heavy. One average cumulus cloud contains 500,000 to 1,000,000 pounds of water. 41. The inventor of the microwave oven got the idea from a melted chocolate bar. Percy Spencer was working with radar equipment when a candy bar melted in his pocket. He investigated, and the microwave was born. 42. Tomatoes were once considered poisonous. In 18th century Europe, they were nicknamed poison apples and blamed for aristocrats falling ill. Turns out it was their pewter plates. 43rd. Slime molds can solve mazes. Despite lacking a brain, slime molds can figure out the shortest path through a maze using chemical cues. Smart goo. 44. Dolphins call each other by name. Each dolphin develops a unique whistle, and others will imitate that whistle to call to them specifically. 45. A shrimp's heart is in its head, not metaphorically. Its heart is located near the head region, beneath its armor-like exoskeleton. 46. You blink about 20,000 times a day. That's about 10% of your waking life spent in darkness. Blinking also helps your brain reset between thoughts. 47. Rats and mice laugh. Just like ticklish rats, mice emit tiny squeaks when they're happy. Scientists have recorded them playing and giggling in ultrasonic tones. 48. The average person walks the equivalent of 5 times around the world in their lifetime. That's over 110,000 miles, assuming 7,500 steps per day. Your feet are low-key world travelers. 49. Some cats are allergic to humans. Rare but real. Human dander, perfumes, or chemicals can trigger feline sneezing and wheezing. 50. The human brain has more connections than stars in the galaxy. Over 100 trillion synapses allow your neurons to communicate, making your mind one of the most complex things in the known universe. 51. The coldest temperature ever recorded on Earth was -144 degrees Fahrenheit. It happened in Antarctica in 2004. At that temperature, just breathing could freeze your lungs. 52. A jiffy is a real unit of time. It represents 1/100th of a second in electronics and physics. So the next time you say, back in a jiffy, technically, you lied. 53rd, squirrels plant thousands of trees each year. That's by accident. They bury nuts and forget where they put them, unintentionally reforesting areas. Nature's scatterbrained gardeners. 54, humans share about 60% of their DNA with bananas. It doesn't mean we're part banana, but it does highlight how life shares surprising genetic blueprints. 55. The average cumulus cloud contains over 1.1 million pounds of water. That's the weight of 100 elephants floating over your head. 56. You can smell rain before it falls. It's called petrichor. The earthy scent comes from oils and bacteria released when rain disturbs dry soil. 57. The first email was sent by accident. Ray Tomlinson was testing a system and sent the first email to himself. He doesn't remember what it said. Probably test. 58th. Seahorses are the only species in which males give birth. After the female deposits eggs in the male's pouch, he carries them until labor, often giving birth to 1,000 babies at once. 59. The inventor of Play-Doh originally made it to clean wallpaper. Before becoming a children's toy, it was marketed to scrub soot off walls in the 1930s. 60. Some ants are capable of exploding. Known as Camponotus sundersi, these ants rupture their own bodies to release toxic goo and defend the colony. 61. There's a species of spider named after Johnny Cash. A Phonoplema johnnycashi lives near Folsom Prison, and it's all black, just like Cash's wardrobe. 62. You lose about 30,000 skin cells every minute. By the end of the day, you'll have shed over 40 million cells. Most house dust? Yep, it's mostly skin. 63. The unicorn is the national animal of Scotland. Despite being mythical, it's used as a symbol of strength, purity, and pride. Yes, really. 64. Blood is blue inside your veins, only until it hits oxygen. It's a common myth. Human blood is always red, but darker in low oxygen. 65. The longest hiccup spree lasted 68 years. Charles Osborne hiccuped nonstop from 1922 to 1990. He kept working, married twice, and had kids. 66. Tardigrades can survive in space. Also called water bears, these microscopic creatures can survive radiation, dehydration, and even the vacuum of space. 67. A day on Saturn lasts just 10.7 hours. Despite being massive, Saturn spins incredibly fast, with intense wind speeds reaching 1,100 miles per hour. 68th, snails can sleep for up to 3 years. When conditions are rough, some snails enter a deep hibernation, slowing their bodies to nearly zero activity. 69. The strongest muscle by weight in the human body is the masseter. That's your jaw muscle. Pound for pound, it can exert up to 200 pounds of pressure. 70. Caffeine acts as a natural pesticide. Coffee plants use caffeine to stun and kill insects. Your morning brew? A chemical defense mechanism. 71. Jellyfish don't have brains, or hearts, or bones, but they've survived for over 500 million years, making them one of Earth's oldest living species. 72. Earthquakes can make days shorter. Large quakes can shift the planet's mass slightly, altering its rotation and shaving milliseconds off the length of a day. 73. The smell of chocolate triggers theta brainwaves. These are linked to relaxation, meditation, and even creative thinking. Chocolate equals brain boost. 74. The inventor of Pringles is buried in a Pringles can. Frederick Bohr's ashes were partially buried in an original flavor tube. Talk about brand loyalty. 75. Bees can recognize human faces. Using pattern recognition, bees can identify and remember faces, similar to how we recognize each other. 76. Pigeons were once trained to guide missiles. In World War II, the US tried training pigeons to peck toward enemy ships on screens inside missiles. It almost worked. 77. There are more fake flamingos in the world than real ones. Plastic lawn flamingos have long outnumbered their living counterparts. 78. The moon has moonquakes. Caused by tidal forces and meteor impacts, these tremors can last up to 10 minutes, shaking the lunar surface. 79. Your bones are stronger than concrete. Ounce for ounce, bone is stronger than steel. The femur can withstand thousands of pounds of pressure. 80. Humans are the only animals with chins. No one knows exactly why. It may help with speech, chewing, or maybe it's just a weird evolutionary fluke. 81. A bolt of lightning contains enough energy to toast 100,000 slices of bread, but good luck building that toaster. 82. It rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Extreme pressure and temperatures compress carbon into diamond rain, a literal treasure storm. 83. You can't burp in space. Without gravity to separate gas and liquid, burping in microgravity might lead to a messy situation. 84. The smell after rain has a name, geosmin. It's produced by bacteria in soil and is especially strong in dry areas after the first rainfall. 85. Elephants mourn their dead. They've been observed touching bones gently, covering bodies with dirt, and even staying with the deceased for days. 86. The M's and M&M's stand for Mars and Murray. Forrest Mars and Bruce Murray, the two businessmen who launched the candy in 1940, 41. 87. There's a planet where it rains molten glass sideways. HD 189733b experiences winds over 5,400 miles per hour, blasting molten glass horizontally across the sky. 88. Hot water freezes faster than cold water. Known as the Mpemba effect, this mysterious phenomenon defies basic physics and is still debated. 89th. Spiders can't chew, they liquefy their food. Using venom and digestive fluids, they turn prey into soup and slurp it up through a straw-like mouth. 90. Cows have regional accents. Farmers in different regions have noticed variations in moo pitch, influenced by the herd and location. 91. Wombats run faster than you think, up to 25 miles per hour. Despite their chunky build, they can outrun a human in short bursts. 92. There's a museum dedicated entirely to failure. Sweden's Museum of Failure showcases flops like Crystal Pepsi, Google Glass, and the Apple Newton. 93. One spaghetti noodle is called a spaghetto. Yes, the singular of spaghetti is spaghetto. Same goes for panini, panino, and confetti. Confetto. 94. Venus rotates backwards. It spins in the opposite direction of most planets, meaning the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. 95. Some plants can hear themselves being eaten. Studies show that plants like Arabidopsis thaliana release extra defenses when they detect the vibration of caterpillar munching. 96. A crocodile cannot stick out its tongue. It's attached to the roof of its mouth to keep it from getting bitten during feeding. 97. The first oranges weren't orange, they were green. Southeast Asian oranges remain green, even when ripe. 98. The heart of a shrimp is located in its head. Yeah, this fact was so good it showed up again. Also, its brain is in its throat. 99. There's a word for the day after tomorrow? Overmorrow. It's archaic English, but totally legit. See you overmorrow just sounds classy. 100. You've been traveling through space your whole life. Earth orbits the sun at 67,000 miles per hour, while the solar system itself moves at 514,000 miles per hour. You're moving through the galaxy at nearly 600,000 miles per hour right now. So, which fact blew your mind the most? Drop your favorite in the comments. And while you're there, hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs their curiosity refueled. If you thought this was wild, wait until you see our next video on 25 chilling facts that will scar you for life. Linked right here. Trust me, you won't forget it.